Welcome to Being at Home with George. I'm excited to be here today, and I'd like to start off by creating this vision of possibility that allows us to embrace whatever comes up, to say yes to it, and at the same time generating a hope. So today I'd like to talk about this idea of I learned this KISS principle, keep it short and sweet, this idea of simplicity, keeping it simple, going back to basics, because I don't know about you, but my life is full of things to do, a lot of complex things that I have to deal with, a lot of noise and clutter, so that there's no space to even find myself or to be. And so, how do we create space to be? And so, I like to think about, doesn't matter what's on it, but how do we create a blank slate? So, within that blank slate, by getting rid of the noise and the clutter, we have space to be, we have the ability to create something new. And so for me, what's been really helpful is having this beginner's mind of being able to see things in fresh and new ways. So that means that I can't be relating to my experience based on some story or some agreement I made with what life is about. That I have to have this ability to have a beginner's mind to see things in fresh and new ways, to let things speak to me in their own language. And especially when it's like a situation where something's happening and just going with it, not trying to create more complexity or trying to build on something where there's no space to create something new. So I like to start by this idea of about a week ago, I went for a walk where I live and I go around 4 times. And one time around, and the top of my right foot was really aching. It was hurting. And so normally I would walk through it, but this time I decided to stop. Something said stop. My body said stop, and I stopped. And of course, I waited 4 days actually, and then I got it checked out. Don't know why it happened, and then it started happening to my other foot. So I like to walk, and it's interesting because I had this vacation planned in Maine, and to get there, there's a lot of complications, a lot of complexity. So I decided to not go and just to listen to my body, because when I go to Maine, I like to walk and I like to engage in activities. And so just keeping it simple and asking myself, what do I need now? And what I need now is rest. What I need now is keeping it simple and just enjoy the fact that, yeah, I'm breathing and that I can focus on other things. It actually opens up a potential for other things. And so this idea of being able to just go with the flow or keep it simple and ask the questions that I like to ask my athletes when I work with them, make the next play or what's important now, and just keeping it really simple. And for me, what's helpful is just reminding myself that I'm grateful that I have this ability to take care of myself. I'm grateful that I can keep it simple, short and sweet. Just what's the basics? What do I need to do? I need to be able to enjoy things as they are. I don't have to have a story about it's better in the Bahamas or I have to go on vacation because I schedule it. It just seems like there's a lot of complexity and a lot of complications around it when it's a lot easier just to reschedule it and just use the time to do the basic fundamental things like taking care of myself, eating a good meal, sharing quality time with friends and family, and as well having my own quiet time so I can be with myself, so I can listen to myself. So listening to my body, just going around the cul-de-sac, it was really helpful because I could have walked more and I probably would have injured myself more or made it worse. And so even though I had this idea, I want to walk around 4 times. I want to get my 30 or 40 minutes in of walking, that I was able to tune in and pay attention to myself. Now, if I was engaged in other things and had all that noise and clutter, like, okay, I got this client, I got to do this thing, and I have to get this fixed. And it's interesting because in this process, what happened was the garage door got stuck. So it was halfway up. So I said, oh no, I can't go on vacation for a week with the garage door up. So I had to call the guy I used for repairs, and he couldn't get to it until Saturday, and this was Thursday. And then I made calls to Angie's List, and everybody's saying, well, we'll come and look at it in a week. I said, no, that's not going to work. And so I just said, okay, I know there's Angie's List. So I just went on Google and I found a place that was in the town I live in. And I called them. They do 24/7 service. So they came in and they fixed the garage. But even with that, I was supposed to go to the movies at 5:30. And it took to about 6:30 for them to fix it, 6:30 at night. So I rescheduled the movie and I just went with it. And I went through all of that and it needed to be done. But at the end of the day, there's so many things happening and telling me that I need to stay home and attend to the basic fundamental stuff and attend to my body, but also attend to the house because we're in the middle of doing spring cleaning, even though it's the summer, we're still getting rid of stuff. And so, what's my takeaway today is to be with myself, to be able to listen to myself and ask myself, well, what's important now, or how do I really feel about going to Maine or going on vacation? And to me, it felt like I have to do so much work and so many things, take care of so many things before I go on vacation. I'm probably going to need a vacation after the vacation. So keeping it simple and staying home and do some stuff and then have some days where we can go off and enjoy ourselves. But the key here is the noise and the clutter. My job is to get rid of the complexity and the noise so that I can find myself, be with myself, and create something new, but having this ability to see things in new and fresh ways so that I can see there's actually some opportunities for me to be grateful for the things that are right in front of me that are free, that don't cost anything. So that's how I'm looking at today's session, is this idea of keep it short and sweet, simple is deep, being in the moment, and that's the whole thing. So it doesn't matter if I'm on vacation or at home, it's still the same to be fully present, fully engaged, and actually listen to myself and create space so that I can let my life speak for itself.